Ladies and gentlemen, this particular story is coming out of Pennsylvania. The story is going to have some details that are probably going to rock you to the core. Let me give you the disclaimer really quick. Won't take long. You can pause the video right here, but this content might be found offensive and controversial. I'm getting my information from many sources, including courts and news websites. My opinion is hoping to curb this type of behavior. Viewer discretion is advised, and that is your disclaimer. Now, let me see. That's the baby right there. We'll get back to this picture. Cute kid, too. Beautiful baby boy. Lost his life too soon. This is the suspect, the individual that is arrested behind this death. And that fool that you guys see on my screen with the red hair and the red background. A Pennsylvania woman is behind bars this week for allegedly killing a 3-year-old boy who choked to death on baby wipes. I know y'all weren't expecting to hear that unless you read the title. But what in the hell is going on? And I don't know what type of meth they're smoking in Pennsylvania or what's wrong with this woman's brain to think to do something like this. But thank you, Law and Crime, for the article. That's where we're getting this from. We get a lot of articles from there. Her name is Chelsea R. Cooley, Cooley, 31 years old, and was taken into custody on Monday and charged with several felonies in connection with the child's death, including criminal homicide, strangulation, and aggravated assault of a victim less than 6 years old. And I always like when we have those special implications for young children. I like that because we do need to judge those cases way more harshly, because those are our babies. We need to protect our most defenseless children. All right. Now, according to police, emergency medical services personnel on the evening of May the 28th, so this was very recent, responded to a 911 call concerning a young boy who was not breathing at a home on East 1st Street. Upon arriving at the scene, first responders transported the child to UPMC Bedford Hospital for medical treatment. Troopers with the Pennsylvania State Police in Bedford at approximately 9:16 p.m. that evening responded to the home and hospital after it was reported that this child choked on baby wipes. And I want you guys to think about this for a second. How can a child choke on baby wipes? Do children put things in their mouth that they shouldn't? Yes, they do. In a scenario where you just hear that detail, could you think that that could potentially be an accident? Yeah, sure. Children and babies do wild things that could potentially put them in harm's way. But you got to hear the rest of the story. After arriving at UPMC Bedford, the child was subsequently airlifted to UPMC Children's Hospital in Pittsburgh. The child unfortunately succumbed to his injuries and was pronounced dead at approximately 4 p.m. on May the 29th. A medical examiner performed an autopsy, and they determined that the child's manner of death was a homicide. And you would have to ask, why did they determine it's a homicide? Are y'all ready for this? The cause of death was manual strangulation and asphyxiation due to airway constriction. Manual strangulation and asphyxiation due to airway obstruction. I knew I probably didn't say that properly, but I tried to say it again. And that's according to police reports. A copy of the arrest report obtained by WJAC-TV provided additional disturbing information about the circumstances of the 3-year-old's death. Per the report, the mother, Cooley, placed an initial 911 call and told the emergency dispatcher that the boy was cold to the touch, not breathing, and had something lodged in his throat. So she made it sound like this was an accident. The call was allegedly placed at approximately 25 minutes after Cooley found the victim in dire straits. In an interview with investigators at the hospital that evening, WJAC-TV report said Cooley emphasized repeatedly that the boy, whom she reportedly referred to as her stepson, had behavioral issues. had behavioral issues. She volunteered that information. She allegedly said that he had thrown a temper tantrum. I said that wrong. She's saying the baby boy she said that the little boy had a temper tantrum and refused to eat his lunch earlier in the day. She allegedly claimed that she put the boy down to sleep in his room at approximately 7:30 p.m., then checked on him at approximately an hour later. She said the boy stopped breathing and had something stuck in his throat, which appeared to be a wet wipe. Could that sound like an accident? Yeah, it sounded like an accident, but here's the problem. Authorities said that the only wet wipes in the home were stored in the bathroom, not in the boy's bedroom. EMS personnel reportedly clarified that medics had to remove 4 wet wipes from the victim's throat, several of which were reportedly soiled with blood. Noting that 4 wipes were tightly packed together. That's what the medic reportedly told investigators, that he did not believe that the child would have been able to put the wipes down his own throat. Namho Rede King Kyo. If y'all have never seen Love, What's Love Got to Do with It, y'all got to watch that movie. These people can really be as dumb as they look. Let me go ahead and go back to the stepmom picture. You got to also wonder, where was the biological father? Why was this woman entrusted with this boy in his care? Where was the biological mother? But I want y'all to look at this woman. She really is as stupid as she looks. She's got that stupid look on her face, and she really is that dumb. To think that maybe one wet wipe might look like an accident. Maybe the boy accidentally ate it himself and choked on it. But it wasn't just one wet wipe. It wasn't 2. It wasn't 3. It was at least 4. They were wrapped up together and forced down this child's throat. He didn't accidentally swallow that. Matter of fact, they're saying that it wouldn't even have been possible for him to accidentally swallow 4 balled up wet wipes. Ma'am, you can't be that level of dumb. He would have never been able to force that down his own throat, even if he wanted to. The victim reportedly also showed signs of petechia on his neck. What the heck is that? Let me look that up. I don't know what that is. Tiny round brown purple spots due to bleeding under the skin, may be in a small area due to minor trauma or widespread due to blood clotting disorder. Petechia. I've never heard of that. Which are spots that appear to be a result of bleeding and extensive bruising on his neck and chest. Medics also reportedly found feces on one of the victim's hands, but noted that he was wearing a clean diaper. What do they be doing to these kids? In a follow-up interview on May 29th, stepmom Cooley reportedly again reiterated that the victim had been acting out, allegedly telling police that he needed to be put in a group home. When asked about why she took as long as she did to call for help after finding out that the boy was not breathing, she allegedly said that her phone was acting up. The interviewing trooper reportedly noted that Cooley had sustained what appeared to be bite marks on her hand. What that means, if she had bite marks on her hand from what we think is to be the little boy, is that he tried to fight back and his body was physically trying to fight her and prevent her from shoving these wet wipes down his throat. and he bit her to try to save his life. And he wasn't strong enough to stop her. Investigators went on to discover a photograph Cooley allegedly sent to the boy's father on the night the child sustained his fatal injuries. The photo was time-stamped at 8:41 p.m., reportedly showed the boy lying on the bathroom floor with visible marks around his neck and mouth, per WJAC. Investigators searched Cooley's home and said that they found a number of baby wipes that were allegedly covered in feces and others covered in blood. A neighbor reportedly told police that on the night of the incident, she heard a woman repeatedly yelling, "Shut up." The child's father, who was working the night shift from 4 p.m. to 4 a.m., reportedly told investigators that Cooley had grown frustrated with his son's behavior that evening. Cooley appeared before a magisterial district judge, I hope I said that right, Tanya M. Osmond, on Monday evening and was denied bond, court records reviewed by Law and Crime show. She is currently being held in Bedford County Prison as she awaits her preliminary hearing on at 9 a.m. on June the 8th, which was 2 days ago, before Judge Kathy S. Calhoun. Cooley is also facing 1 count each of endangering the welfare of a child, reckless endangerment, aggravated assault causing extreme bodily injury, and simple assault. Let me give you guys the fair usage. Just don't even know what to say about that. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. And by the way, let me say this whole stepmom thing, unless they were married, she's not a stepmom. This was dad's girlfriend, from what I understand. I don't think they were married. But nonetheless, make sure y'all share the memory of this boy. If y'all would, hit that thumbs up. We want more people to hear about this story because a lot of people didn't hear about this. So I want to make sure that we get this shared, and we want to have as many people in the world see this as possible, okay? Here we go. Let's get it.
News this noon with a first look at the woman police say is responsible for the death of a 3-year-old boy who passed away at UPMC Children's Hospital of Pittsburgh. This noon, 31-year-old Chelsea Cooley is in the Bedford County Prison, and Pittsburgh's Action News 4 just got a hold of that criminal complaint that details what led to her stepson, Travis Young's, fatal injuries. It was Saturday night that police received a call about a boy who was choking on baby wipes inside of a home on in Everett, Bedford County. The complaint says wipes were removed by EMS personnel, but investigators say that does not tell the full story. Police say the boy had injuries on his body, including bruising, scratches, lacerations. Medical professionals said he could not have caused those injuries to himself. They also said that he had bruising and marks on his chest and neck, consistent with being caused by an adult hand. The boy died Sunday at Children's Hospital, with the Allegheny County Medical Examiner's Office saying his death is a homicide caused by manual strangulation and asphyxiation. Cooley is charged with homicide and other offenses.
New details tonight on a Bedford County woman who was arrested on homicide charges for the death of a 3-year-old child. 31-year-old Chelsea Cooley went before a judge late last night to be arraigned, and we're now learning the child was Cooley's stepson. Police say he was taken to the hospital after choking on baby wipes Saturday night. He was then flown to Pittsburgh and ultimately died on Sunday. An autopsy concluded strangulation was the cause, and we're told in addition New details tonight on a Bedford County.
We begin tonight with breaking news as a Bedford County woman is now facing homicide charges for the death of a child. 31-year-old Chelsea Cooley went before a judge for her arraignment minutes ago. An autopsy shows a 3-year-old boy died from strangulation and asphyxiation. Police say that they were called to a home along 1st Street in Everett after 9 p.m. on Saturday night and found the child choking on baby wipes. The child was taken to UPMC Bedford, then flown to UPMC Children's Hospital in Pittsburgh, and died around 4 p.m. on Sunday. Cooley's charges include criminal homicide, endangering the welfare of children, aggravated assault, and strangulation.
So let me give you guys my closing thoughts about this, because I think with all of these stories, especially this one, there's a lesson that can be learned. And I like to think that I teach a lesson in each and every one of these stories. And if you miss the lesson, then maybe you're not listening. Maybe open your mind and open your heart to be able to understand the message that I'm trying to put out there. Okay? I just don't think, whether it's mothers, and I do talk a lot about mothers, just because those are a number of videos that are, or excuse me, a number of stories that are emailed to my email address. So I tend to come across a lot of those stories because a lot of those stories are happening. But between mom's boyfriend and dad's girlfriend, I just don't think it's smart when you have small children to bring your significant other or whoever you are sleeping and laying down with, or whoever it is that you want to call, so-called be in a relationship with, bringing them around your small kids. If you ask me, I think maybe age 13 and above might be a little bit smarter, but definitely at a much larger age where these children actually have the ability to speak for themselves and have the ability to fight back. So when these bullies decide to try to do something to these kids, they can physically potentially overpower them. Not in all situations, but I think it gives them a better chance of being able to survive. This little boy fought for his life. And unfortunately for him, he was too young and way too small to be able to fight this woman off. And instead of her leaving this situation, she decided to kill this man's son. You could have just left. You can't be that level of dumb. And I think that if you get that frustrated, that level of just stupid frustrated, you shouldn't even be in a relationship. You shouldn't be around kids. And it's just better to just leave the situation. Be by your damn self. But to sit there and continue to hurt, murder, and abuse our children is flat out unacceptable. All we can do is meet that with an appropriate sentence in court, and that's all we can do. This baby boy lost his life for absolutely no reason to dad's girlfriend. Now, I don't know if there were any problems prior to this, if there were any warning signs. That should absolutely be looked at as far as the dad, that maybe you failed your son. I don't know if this was just a random incident and she just decided to just lose her mind this night. But there are usually signs. There are usually signs. And like I say, I know I talk about a lot of different situations that involve mom and mom's boyfriend. But this is a situation where we got to get on to the dads. If you are a father of a child and have that child in your custody, you got to start doing better by your kids. Vet these people. Do background checks. Protect your children at all costs. If anything else, if you working late at night, get a daycare or maybe work things out with the mom. If you can't work things out with the mom, we got to start thinking about this stuff before we even have children. We just have too many dysfunctional relationships going around out here, and it continues to hurt our children. We are failing our children as parents, and we absolutely have to do better. Travis W. Young Jr. deserved every opportunity for him to grow up and become something great, and he was robbed of that opportunity by dad's evil girlfriend. Young Prince, R.I.P. I thank you guys so much for listening to Travis's story, as well as many others, with an open mind as well as an open heart. And I truly, truly hope that people are learning something from my channel. I hope I'm not just speaking into this mic and just losing a lot of air. Okay? From my heart to yours, I love you all. Thank you. Have a great day. Make sure you leave a comment in the comment section and let me know what you guys think. Okay? Thank you.